What's up, basketball brain fans and members? I want to talk about the zone. And I talk about the zone often because I know for a fact that if you listen to material about the zone, it'll help you get in the zone. Just being around conversations about the flow state, talking about the subconscious and how it can take over and how you can find a certain rhythm to the game where you can't miss and everything goes perfect. Just being around that can tend to bring it about. Of course, I think it also helps to visualize a lot, to practice like you play. And what that means, it's not just a physical thing where you're going hard on the court. It's also a mental thing. So, as you're practicing, you're pretending you're Kobe Bryant here in a game and you're making that pass and you make it feel real, like it's in the game. So we know that sort of stuff. I talk about it all the time because you need to hear it all the time. I talk about it all the time because that helps you get closer to the zone, get into the zone more often. But of course, also just hearing about the zone, just talking about the zone, just thinking about the zone, watching players in the zone also helps. I think when I used to play, I used to get in the zone quite frequently. And it's because I visualized. It's because I practiced like I played. But I would always watch games in which Jordan or Kobe or Iverson or Curry, when they were in the zone. And when I was watching them, I wasn't just like in their body doing the moves. I was trying to feel the state of the zone as I'm watching them. So I would try, the state of the zone where you don't feel like you can do anything wrong. Things slow down. Your confidence is at an all-time high. Your composure, you're like really into the game, but you're also not like flying off the handle. You're kind of like a monk hitman, what James Bond was, right? You're a monk and a hitman. So you have the mentality that is attack, but it's not necessarily forcing it. And I would try to feel this. I'd also feel the intense focus. I would notice that my eyes, when they locked on the hoop, would stay on the hoop no matter what the defense was doing. So I would constantly watch guys play and pretend I was in the zone. And I say that not, I don't say I was in the zone a lot to brag in any way because, I was playing mostly in like league games around New York and things like that. So who cares, right? But it's still a game, and I would find the zone more frequently than most players. Now, I had bad games, of course, right? Like that doesn't mean you're 100% guaranteed to play great every time. It just increases the probability. It also helps you get over a slump faster, get you back into a flow state quicker, back into a good rhythm quicker when you just stay around the zone, when you listen to things talking about the zone, when you read books about the zone, when you watch players in the zone and pretend you're in the zone, right? So just being around the zone helps you get in the zone. Listening to talks like this can help you get in the zone. I say in the full basketball brain program, I had a friend in high school who just read the book Flow. And just from reading that, we were just playing 21 and 3-on-3 games, but he started like getting unconscious. And I said, "What have you been doing?" He said, "I don't know. I just read parts of the book Flow and I suddenly have found the zone state." So reading about the zone and flow state can help you find the flow state. So I repeat myself on this channel because one, you need to hear it because here's what humans do. You start doing the right things and then you forget to do it. You literally will forget to visualize every day. So I have to remind you all the time. I'm sure some of you listening were visualizing for a while and stopped. So you need to hear it again. And also just hearing about the flow state again tends to bring about the flow state. So if you talk about the same thing a ton of times, the subconscious will start to incorporate it more deeply into its structure. The zone becomes kind of who you are. Now, there are other things that are required to get in the zone, like, for instance, being able to calm down before you play so the conscious mind goes a little bit quiet so the subconscious can take over, et cetera, et cetera. But you're getting closer to the zone. You're getting closer to the quiet mind as you just listen to things about the zone and then visualize. So like right there, when Kobe hits that game winner, imagine not just physically hitting the game winner, you should do that, but what was his mentality? What was his composure like there? What was his concentration like? What was his confidence like in that moment? What was his relationship to time in that moment? It sounds really esoteric, sounds really deep. It just means you think he was thinking about the future or the past, or was he in the present moment, right? So as Kobe makes these moves, is he worried about the last shot he missed, or is he worried about the next shot he's going to take? No. The zone is being in the present. So you visualize yourself physically performing the moves, but you also stay in the present. So I make a lot of videos talking about the zone. And every time I talk about it, I think it and you listen, I think it ingrains the idea of the zone deeper in your psyche. My name's Dylan. I run basketballbrain.com and boingvert.com. Boingvert is for your vertical jump, and Basketball Brain is to train your mind. Check out Boingvert and basketballbrain.com. They're available at boinglife.thinkific.com. Peace.